So today, I have the pleasure of introducing you to Jill Cartier, or excuse me, Carlier. She's the founder of the Titanic Book Club. It's a group of Titanic enthusiasts from all over the world. And I'm just going to bring her on now. So give me 1 second. All right. So just a little background on her while she's coming on. She graduated with a BS in psychology, a teaching certificate back in '87 in her home state of New York. And in her free time, she likes biking and swimming and photography and, of course, reading. And here she is. Hi, Jill. Welcome to our CI in session.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's such a pleasure to get to see you face to face.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful out there today.
I did this intentionally, as I try to always do, show off the beautiful weather, the palm trees, the sun. I'm overdressed by wearing a shirt with sleeves. So it seems is a little chilly in New York right now.
It's very chilly, and Rochester, New York is very gray all winter, so I use a sun lamp.
Which means that you get more time inside to read, right?
Definitely, yes.
So tell us,
and I have about 6 books going at once usually.
tell us a little bit about the Titanic Book Club and how this all came to be, since you are a founding member of it.
Okay, sure. Basically, I found this, when the internet came and everyone started finding each other, I started finding out that I wasn't the only one that liked reading about Titanic and her story. And then Facebook came into play, and it just brought together this whole community of people that also love Titanic. And it seemed like every now and then people were talking about having a Titanic book club, but no one ever did it. So I said, let's do it. So, and it's very easy to create a club on Facebook. You just create a group. And
this platform allowed you, it's not, you're in Rochester, but the club is international, correct?
Yes, it's all over the world. And we have people that are on our team that are from the Philippines and India, New Zealand. We've got people from we even have a map that a Google map where we map people's locations. It's really fun.
That's great.
See the map and see where people are. And there's people in countries that don't even have Titanic books. So for them, the internet is just a wonderful way to help them learn about new literature and figure out how to get books to them. And there's people that study passengers, people that just love the ship itself, people that study the wreck.
And you connect, your book club is actually really connected with a bunch of the historians and scholars and authors, correct? So you're reaching out to basically, the who's who in the Titanic community are part of your group, your team, correct?
Yeah, because every year what I do is I create a poll to try to find out what people want to read. And then as I'm adding books to this poll for people to vote on, I'm noticing, wow, that author's in our group. Wow, that author's in our group. And it's really been nice for us because we've been able to talk with them directly in the group. Before the invention of Zoom, we used to meet on Facebook Messenger where we get a chance to talk with these authors. And then when Zoom came into play, there's been so many authors that have been so generous with their time and answering questions. And to some people, these are people that they've been following since they were maybe 6 or 7 years old. They're adults now, like, wow, I'm talking to you, and it's been really wonderful. And I'm very grateful for everyone's time. And there's also artists out there that talk with us that are creating beautiful paintings and making models. And it's fascinating. I love it.
You mentioned that you do these polls, and I know firsthand because we were talking about it that you just did a poll. Do you mind sharing a little bit
For
about the
you.
poll? Exactly for me.
Because when you checked in with me, what are your top 5 books? And I said, gosh, I could guess, but let me find out. So we did a poll, and it's so funny because I announced it yesterday on Instagram, and then when I looked at the poll again this morning, it's like, oh gosh, George Behe just got bumped out, and Bob Ballard's book got bumped in. Do you want me to name those
I would
books, or
love
just
that. Do you
kind of?
mind?
Yeah,
We only got a
I
little
have
time, so name
them.
them off if you have a
I
little
know we
bit.
don't have a lot of
Yeah.
time. We've got Titanic in Photographs by Steve Paul and Daniel Kustorner, and Steve actually came to we had it, that book actually is a book of the month. So if you go onto our YouTube channel, you can see Steve joined us about halfway in, all the way from Australia.
Wow.
It's a great book if people don't have it. And the books are and then the one that, sorry about that, Titanic and Illustrated History. This is one of the very, very first books for people that they read years ago.
Like that came out. What
That's
was it? We talked about it. It came out in
yeah, what did
'92.
we say? Is it, yeah, I forgot now. I think it was 90
It
something
was
like
early.
that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and it had all these beautiful paintings by Ken
They're
Marshall, who was
gorgeous.
painting the ship and bringing it to life to everyone. So we just love them. And Don Lynch actually came and joined us on Zoom, and I think the meeting went on for like 3 hours.
It
So it
was
was
it was
wonderful.
Don Lynch, in fact, that shared with me that we had one of the survivors of the Titanic lived on Catalina briefly during the war, and so it was his research that actually helped me put that into our show. So thank you, Don, if you're watching. So-
He's just so wonderful. I don't know if Don's on Instagram because I've tried to tag him. Now, Don has a very dear friend, and they've been researching Titanic for years, and actually both went and visited a lot of survivors. And that other author is George Behe, and this is another book that people chose. And what's unique about this book, On Board the RMS Titanic, is that it's a compilation of letters written by people that were on the ship. So the letters might be, hey, I'm going on Titanic, I can't wait, or letters written on the ship, or survivors after. It's very touching. It's really a way to, the survivors can talk to us directly since we don't have any more survivors. And
it's
he wrote it. He wrote another follow-up book, and it's letters written on the Carpathia.
oh
So,
wow. I know we have
so
the first book in our gift shop right now. So,
oh, you did?
we do.
Oh, that's great.
So okay,
We love
so where are
that.
we at now? We've got number one, we've got number two.
So we
What else?
have 1, 2, 3, and then we have, well, this is so funny because this is the one that got most people started. Of course, this is the very favorite, A Night to Remember.
Oh, yeah.
I happen to have the illustrated edition by Walter Lord. Walter Lord, as you might know, interviewed a lot of the survivors, and his story brought Titanic to a lot of people. Probably what initiated, Don's interest, and
Mhm.
and then this actually, I have to add this now because this is now the 5th because it bumped out Don Lynch. This is the Discovery of the Titanic, written by Bob Ballard, and it's all about the discovery. And I said, what are you guys doing to me? And then I actually loaned out my other one, but the other book is On a Sea of Glass, and that's written by Bill Wormstead, J. Kent Layton, Ted Fitch. It's probably, if you really want to have a book that has the most accurate, up-to-date information, that is definitely, I do have it on my Kindle also, and I'm waiting like, guys, give me an audiobook. But if you go on our Instagram, I did put a picture of all the book. Would we say this is all the books you need? Absolutely not.
No.
I could speak for an hour because there's really some great books, and it seems like every day I'm learning about a book that I hadn't heard of or I'd never
And there's
read, or that's
books for kids too, right? Like this is another aspect of what you and your group does. Do you mind talking a little bit about this?
yeah. So we have a book club for children, and interestingly enough, a lot of them enjoy the same books that the grown-ups enjoy. They because I think they're a lot of these kids, if you ask them their any question, they know about the wreck, they know about. It's just fascinating. Right now, in our Titanic Book Club for Children on Facebook, we have children running that group. We have a girl who's 15, Sonia, that lives in India, and she studies passengers. And then we have Cam, and he studies the wreck, and he even amazes some of the people that have been to the wreck. Like, oh, I know what that is. It's just so fascinating. And then we have 11-year-old Benedict, who's from the Philippines, who just he loves it, and he wanted. See, we got these Titanic Book Club shirts that we
Oh yeah.
sell on t and it was really expensive for him to get those. So that little guy went out and found a printer and had shirts printed up that he can sell in the Philippines, and got one for his whole family. And I don't want to forget, the very first person to help with the book club for children is this Caden. He's 10, and he and his mom found our group. We have the Titanic trivia group where we ask each other questions, and Caden was just so fantastic with facts. I asked if he wanted to help, and he posts every single Friday. He's never missed a Friday for well over a year, and he posts his book reviews and videos that he likes. And I just find these kids wonderful and enthusiastic, and we learn a lot from them. And the way I personally feel is that they're going to bring Titanic into the future, because there are historians, and yeah, they do sometimes talk about kids' books, but they like I said, they love a lot of the books that we like. I haven't had a chance to talk to the little teeny ones because every now and then the parents will pop in and tell us about their little ones. So hopefully one day they'll be able to join Facebook. I think you have to be 13 or something to join.
So if some of the kids watching this, or some of the parents watching this, wanted to participate and either get some of your reviews or join the group, how is the best way for them to go about participating with the Titanic Book Club?
Yeah, so we actually have a separate Facebook group for adults. It's called the Titanic Book Club on Facebook, and then we have a separate group for the kids. And after talking with you last night, I was wondering how we could reach a larger audience. So that's something I'm in discussion with the team, is how to, because a lot of these kids might not be on Facebook, or parents would have to be on there for them.
Right.
So we're looking into, how we, because there's kids out there that, draw these amazing pictures and have such an interest. And there's some generous people in our community that have mailed books to these kids, and then the parents will do a little live video where you can watch like the unboxing.
Oh my goodness, that's so
it's
great.
so adorable. Wow, Mom, Titanic, the iceberg, and they come point out. Yeah, I mean, thank you to everyone who's watching that's been generous with these kids. It's really it's wonderful.
This just sounds like such a magical group, and for people that love to read like myself, and across the globe, just a community of people that can do research with each other in a safe and exciting and wonderful environment. So I want to thank you for joining us. It's just been fantastic talking to you. And I don't know if my phone froze or your phone froze.
Learn about people from other countries too.
Things have gotten a little sticky.
Like Christmas time, we do a virtual Advent. Oh, we're having trouble with our connection.
I think we're back now, so I don't.
Okay. I think we lost our connection for a minute. I wanted to add that it's also a great way to meet people from other cultures and all around the world. And in December, we do this virtual Advent calendar where different members tell about themselves and their community and where they live, and you get a chance to learn about different
That
cultures.
is
And
fantastic. I'm signing up.
Yes, come join us. We would love to have you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And it looks like our time is up, but we'll just have to continue this through your group. So thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for asking about our club.
Absolutely. All right.
And, beautiful weather there. I'm gonna grab some of that sunshine
Yeah.
and bring it over here.
Please do. It's so wonderful. Oh,
Nice to meet you.
well, I'm going to move into the shade real quick so I can actually see what's going on. Thank you for joining us, and
For having me.
you got it. So,
Thank you. I don't know how to hang up, so I'll just.
well, I'm going to thank
Thanks everybody for watching.
absolutely thank you all for joining us at CIM Sessions, and we look forward to seeing you next week. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.